No, guys, we did not forget about you. We have had all sorts of things happen, and we have had to take a little time off, but we're back, and
better than ever.
Better than ever. I agree. We don't have Eric with us right now because Eric went on a mission to DragCon, and later in the show, he'll be spilling all the tea about DragCon 2017. But right now, you have got me, and you've got Tia Morris.
Woo!
Tia, you are, for any new listeners, you are based in New York City, and I always like to know how New York is doing right now.
It's finally becoming fall, and I'm really excited about it this year. Normally I'm like a summer girl, but I had a good summer, so now I'm excited for like the next season. So that's awesome. It's like a nice chill 75 degrees. I heard that Trump was in town, but I mean, maybe that's why it's a little shitty and rainy, but other than that, things are good.
Well, last night, I did not expect to be talking about this. Last night, I was at a neighbor's house, and she was like, hey, can I invite my friend over? He's like older and gay and doesn't have any friends. And I was like, sure. And so this guy comes over, and he was really nice and all, right? And then he starts saying things that, like, I keep going like, what? And I was kind of stoned, and so, like, I was like, did I hear that right? And finally, he divulges, through some story he was telling, that not only is he a Republican and totally gay, he also voted for Trump, and, like, thinks Trump is doing a good job.
I don't get those people. What do you mean?
Tia, let me tell you, it took every bit of social restraint I had because I was at somebody else's house and all I wanted to be was like, fuck you, you fucking faggot, you're so stupid, how are you voting for the enemy, what is wrong with you? I really wanted to, like, have it out.
I know exactly how you feel. Because I have the restraint too, but I promise it's going to start going away and people are going to not invite me places anymore if they have horrible friends. Because I'm just going to be like, you suck, right?
Well, I have to say, like, when I say restraint, I did like speak up and got like very, I got, when you go from like your normal whatever to all of a sudden you feel like your chest, like you're like, oh, you're just like about to, and I recognize like I was getting there, and I was like, guys, we have to change the subject. I was like, because nothing happy can come from this conversation with me right now. Like, can we just move on? But he didn't want to. He's like, no, I enjoy hearing other people's opinions that think differently than I do. And I was like, I don't believe that, because if you cared about other people's opinions and you listened to anybody else in the free world, you wouldn't have voted for Trump. And if you did, you still wouldn't think he was doing a good job. Are you applauding me? Yes.
I was. I clapped. I don't know. I thankfully, I'm not on Facebook anymore, everybody, so don't look for me there. For this reason. Like, I'm just not going to, like, it's not fun for me just for people to be like, oh, but I like hearing your side of the story. This is a fun sparring for me. Like, this is my life. This isn't like a fun cocktail party argument that these Republicans seem to think is really cute when they have, like, oh, we have different opinions. It's like, we have different fucking lives, dude. And you really shit on mine with your vote. So I can't, like, I just can't be nice anymore.
It's very personal. And it is. It's personal, and it also is infuriating because, I guess for me, because I always want to believe in my, in my head at least, there's reality, and then there's like the really bad version of reality, and then there's like the hopeful place that you put shit like this, where you're like, hopefully this is going to get, and then you meet somebody who is who lives and breathes this ideology that you just can't believe is actually real. It's like, how are you standing there as this person telling me you feel this way?
Yeah. Which is why I'm glad we're bringing our podcast back, because we made it a point to keep it light.
Yes.
Like, I really appreciate that, because I do listen to other podcasts and it gets real deep, real fast. And I mean, some of those are, on purpose because I listen to what I listen to, but I do like that ours is like, we're not idiots. We're not thinking about it. We're not having these experiences, but we're just like not really divulging too much into it because it's like, it's hurtful and it's hard and it's tough to navigate the world. We just want to have like a nice, fun show. So I'm really glad that we get to bring that back and at least have this hour of just fun, I hope you guys are missing that. I am.
Well, I feel the same way. I don't want to, although I want folks like us to be an hour of, fun. It's like candy, just like it's a candy podcast, right?
Yeah.
In that, I do think sometimes things happen in our personal lives, like you're saying, that since we share our lives, that's kind of how we base how our show is really about our lives and how our three lives intersect with pop culture. You know what I mean? Um,
Yes.
so yeah, when it's inspired from our real life, though, I like that we have a platform to take a second and be like, "Yo, this happened," and blah blah blah. So yeah, thanks listeners for embracing that. Tell your friends.
Yeah, I'm sorry you had
Oh, whatever. It
but
was just like, ugh, whatever.
so for those of you who don't know, Jason is based out of Florida. How was your hurricane party? I'm sorry
um,
if because I know a lot of people were displaced and that's really shitty. I shouldn't call it a party. How did you survive the hurricane?
well, actually, we left because, well, for several reasons. One, it just, for a minute, it just felt like this thing has got to come to us. It was the
Yeah.
first one that I was like, this sucker is going to just hang out and hit us. But also, people that don't live here don't know that, the state's not made to evacuate 6 or 7 or 8 million people. The highways can't handle it. The gas stations, on your way out can't handle it. So if you don't get really ahead of the, oh shit, we have to leave people, then all of a sudden you drive 2 hours and you run out of gas because there's no gas anywhere and you're in
Mm.
bumper to bumper traffic. So if you've ever done this before, if I can leave and I'm gonna leave, I should just go ahead and get out of here a little bit early. And my
I
mom,
like that you said if I can, because a lot of people
yeah,
like
if you can,
literally cannot,
yes, if
which
you can, yeah,
sucks.
if you can, and I think that's another big misconception I heard a lot from people on the road and things where they were saying how stupid some people, in Katrina were that just didn't leave and blah blah blah, and I was like, you fail to remember that there are people who
Don't
can
have
barely
cars.
afford, well, they can barely afford to like stay where they live, let alone
Yeah.
have to, get out of Dodge. Of course. Anyway, it was fine. It was good, but I gained some weight in Mississippi, which I think all is Mississippi's good for is weight gain and hate crime. Uh,
I did see that you were getting back to the gym.
yes, I have a journal. I'm on like day 16 or something, and it
That's
sucks.
awesome.
Yeah, thanks. It sucks. It really, really sucks. But the funny thing about our gym, for you guys that listen to our show and don't know much about us, Tia and I did a web series together called called Folks Like Us. No, called Body Hair, and in it I play a really bad worker at the gym. Anyway, our gym. Tia and I worked out at the same gym in Florida. Tia, the new gym staff all wears clothes that resemble like what like it's just weird. I feel like I'm watching a reality show when I go in there. I just watch the employees, and it's just weird. It's very weird.
And that's how it happened. That's how the web series happened.
But now there's nobody at that gym. Like no one uses it, which I love because you can go and like you don't have that like is there people everywhere? It's just like I'm just gonna do my thing. Yeah, Tia is a
All
Tia.
right.
I miss my Tia is the best workout partner, and I miss that.
But I am not a good workout part because I am going to go back to the gym tomorrow because I quit my job.
Woo woo woo! We love quitting jobs.
It's day 2 of not working and I'm stressed. I'm like already stressed out about it because I'm taking like 3 weeks to a month off to write our script.
Woo woo
Da-da-da.
woo!
I know, but then today, I'm just sitting around watching The Handmaid's Tale and I am not writing anything. So that's
Did
stressful. So I'm thinking maybe if I get back into the routines I had last time that I wrote, like, going to the gym in the morning, try to eat a little bit better, then coming in, watching a couple episodes of something hilarious, and then writing, um, maybe that will be good for me. But I'm not doing
yeah.
that shit today.
Yeah,
I'm watching The Handmaid's Tale.
I think you should just. I'm sorry, listeners. Just sit back in a little meeting with me and Tia for a second. I was really thinking that I think you should write a movie for us.
I am. That's
Okay,
the
good.
goal.
Okay, good.
And it's going to be loosely based on how we met in our friendship. Um,
Yes.
with, other funny things that have happened to both of us, just kind of um, just put into this really funny movie. Like, I think I'm kind of funny, you guys. And I
You
think this
are.
movie is really going to do some great shit. I'm also going to work on my IMDb because I was supposed to do that last year, and I didn't do that at all, actually.
I think you should do something with me. I don't know how we can do it, but I'm sure there's an app for it. Listeners, if there is an app that you use for this, let us know. By the way, this episode is called Jason and Tia Plan Their Life.
In parentheses, hi Ross, because I said
Hi.
I would.
So I have some things from my acting side professionally, because I'm going to start doing some stuff out of Atlanta. At least, I mean,
Nice.
well, whatever. I need to update several aspects of that part of my life, and we should like do dual deadlines, like whatever. Like you make your list of shit you need to do, and I'll make a little list, and then we'll be like, okay, by this date, what's your first thing, and we can be accountability partners.
That would be fantastic.
Yeah, because I need a deadline, and I need somebody else's eye on shit and stuff. So
Me too. And you know how I work. And it's like if you tell me you need it by this and this, you'll have it. But if it's like, Tia, you got to do it, I'm just like, what? Do what? Watch TV? Okay.
yeah, that was funny. When we were writing the show, I like didn't want to be like overbearing. I didn't. Like, Tia and I had never worked like that together, and so I didn't know how to be with. We didn't really have a deadline necessarily, but we wanted to move quickly. And one day I was like, "Do you work? Do you like want a deadline?" And you're like, "Yes, please."
I'm one of those people, I really thrive on like with structure. Like I need that
yeah.
because I'm too free of a spirit to like get anything done on my own.
Well, it's gonna happen, and I think it's gonna be great. So yeah, let's get to work on that. Um, you said something I wanted to ask you about, and I forgot what it was. So you're watching a lot of TV. Did you watch the
Yes.
Emmys?
I did watch the Emmys, and I also want to give one more shout out to Ross because I went to his house to watch it. You got to meet Ross when you come. And he was a really great host. And I don't know how many of you guys have like friends out there who host things at their home and you just go over and whatever, it's nothing. Ross is such a great host with his partner, and I had the best time. Thank you guys so, so, so much.
Yeah, thank you,
And I
Ross.
did watch the Emmys. Unfortunately, I didn't watch a lot of the shows this year from the Emmys, but I was exactly like Issa Rae when somebody asked her, "Who are you rooting for?" And she said, "All the black people."
Isa.
Like I was like, "Hey, I know that guy. I'm gonna root for him. He looks like me." Um, so, what did you think of the Emmys?
I didn't watch them. I forgot they were
Oh,
on. I did watch like the recaps the next day and caught up on like what was and what wasn't controversial. And I was just disappointed overall. I had one big complaint with the Emmys this year, just one general complaint, and it was I don't understand how Winona Ryder did not get an Emmy nomination for Stranger Things.
really?
I just feel like that as an actor, you watch her because she's allergic to the stuff that makes you cry. Like, so she can't have blow in her eyes, like, which most actors, even if you can't cry, because I'm like, take 12, you're like, I can't cry anymore.
Hmm.
She's allergic to that. So she has to actually, truly stay worked up and just all these crazy places that she went and having to deal with like shit that wasn't really there. Like thinking about being on a stage with a green screen and having to react to all this stuff and that mostly wasn't there. I just thought it was really complicated, and I don't know. I loved it. I didn't think Millie Brown deserved a nomination. I mean, I thought she was good, but she just had a shaved head and like barely talked. Like I didn't think it was. You know what I mean? I was like,
I
whatever,
mean,
bitch.
truth, but that's why like she didn't win. Who did win? Oh, that lady from The Handmaid's Tale, right?
I
Supporting
believe.
actress in a drama or whatever.
Yeah, I think so. I know The Handmaid's Tale won a ton of stuff. I saw.
Well, you should watch it. You have Hulu. I know because I use your account.
I just had to. I listen. FYI, then I got Hulu with live TV now, but I can't figure
What?
out. I can't figure. Yeah, it's like $40 a month. But so no, there's no commercials. You may have noticed that stopped, and then
I have noticed that.
except for a few shows, but there's a couple of shows that they have to anyway. And then just like last week, I upgraded to their like 50 plus channels of live TV with DVR recording and all stored in the cloud. And I literally can't find it in any version of, not my phone, not my iPad, not my computer, not my Roku. I can't find the live TV portion of Hulu.
Do you have
So
to maybe update everything?
I don't know. I mean, they sure didn't indicate that. It was like, thank you for your money. You have, Hulu and live TV. And of course, being the digital age, there's no phone number for Hulu. Like, a
Of course
company that
not.
you pay $40 a month to, you cannot call and be like, yo, which I have a huge problem with, but maybe that's just because it's my generation. So
No,
I
I
don't
need to be able to
know.
talk to you. I need to be, excuse me, ma'am or sir. There are issues with my shit.
Or like, what do you have to like, Mr. Gender Fluid? I missed like, how do you like? I'm so afraid
Oh
of calling
no,
people these days.
you're right. Excuse me, person.
Excuse me,
Help me.
person. Um, help.
So have you, I mean, I hope everybody else has, but Broad City's back. Ba, 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 bum, bum.
When's it start? Because I checked a couple of days ago and it wasn't on yet.
It started last Wednesday. So
There's
there's going to
something
be,
wrong
the
with my
second episode
Hulu.
is tonight.
My Hulu showed no new episodes and no fourth season. I've got to like investigate that nonsense. Because I saw them doing all this press, so I knew the show was out. I'm not an idiot. And then I couldn't find it. I was
Well, I feel
heartbroken.
like you can probably, at this point, you might be a week behind, but just go to comedycentral.com and watch it.
Okay. So, question: have you
Yes.
seen the new series Disjointed on Netflix?
Yes.
Okay. By the way you said that, I'm assuming we reacted differently to it. I did not like it. I gave it 3 episodes, and I was like, eh.
I as well watched 3 episodes, and I can say that
Ah!
I didn't go back to it, but
Yes.
I I'm not used to it. Like I actually thought it was kind of funny, like for a sitcom. But then the PTSD parts got like too deep for me, and I was like, I don't understand what kind of a show this is.
Okay.
And
I'll tell you the problem.
okay, go ahead.
I figured it out after 3 episodes. They were trying to be responsible about marijuana. So if you notice in the first 3 episodes, in addition to them being like, you have PTSD, use it. It will say you were in the army. It's a good thing. It will help the veteran. And then they were like, oh, are you smoking too much? You should keep a journal and write down every time you smoke. So that you
Yeah,
I was
that
like,
was
I
weird.
don't need to be lectured on response. Like, basically, I felt like the network was like, we can do this show. Or someone was like, we can do it, but you've got to make sure you, like, keep the message right. Or it bugged me. I was like, ugh. What I did love is the commercials that were in the middle that were like
Yes.
seamlessly built in. I was like loving those.
I liked those too, but I also feel like, that was something I saw done better on Atlanta.
Oh, see, I haven't seen it yet. I've not witnessed the built-in commercial thing.
Atlanta did it, and I think they did it more hilariously. Like they did it in one episode, and it was an episode that was up for an Emmy. I'm pretty sure Donald Glover won the Emmy for it, actually. I'm directing. And I mean, that shit was hilarious. I do like Disjointed, though. Like, I mean, I just, yeah, those first 3 episodes, maybe they should have put those at the end. And they made me feel like it made me feel bad. And I was like, you have a laugh track, but like, I feel weird. I don't enjoy that. That's not a feeling I like.
Yeah, I totally know.
Oh,
But
I thought about you though, because I did watch the first 2 episodes of Chewing Gum, and I
oh,
liked it.
it's weird, right?
It is weird, but it was really like I laughed a lot.
Oh my, okay, me too. I'll tell you, my only complaint is not their fault. My only complaint is that it took me like, I don't know, like halfway through like an episode each time I started watching it before I finally could understand what they were saying. The accent is so weird to my ear.
Yeah, I
Um,
have a hard time with accents,
so
but that white dude is so cute to me. Like, I saw him and I was like, yo, your high school Tia is everything right now. He is so cute.
Yeah, I definitely say you should watch Chewing Gum. I love. I have episodes left because it takes. I have to be in the right mood for it. It's a lot of things. Um, Totally great TV though. Totally great TV. I even watched when I was in Mississippi. I went to Mississippi twice because my uncle died, and also
I'm sorry.
because thank you, and because of the hurricane. And both times I was just without my Netflix and stuff. So I watched television and I watched America's Got Talent, and I'm fascinated by that show because do you ever watch it?
I actually, I did. I've recently watched a few episodes with Mike's brother.
Well, what I what I get fascinated and drawn in by is several things. One is that Mel B is like the funniest thing alive in terms of like what she wears and the things she clips into her hair, and then to know at the same time she's there being all like, she also was doing tons of blow and having three ways with her nanny, and you know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
to know all
yeah.
that's happening, I'm like, what? Is she hot right now? I have all these thoughts. And then Howie Mandel being a germaphobe, like he doesn't touch people or shake hands. Whenever he gets awkwardly like put in the situation of having to grab something from an audience member, like watching him like kind of sweat through that makes me hysterical. Heidi Klum to me is so beautiful. It's ridiculous, but like in a very pretend way. I can't explain
Okay.
that. It's like I don't know. I want to see her without anything on. Like I want to see what her real hair looks like, what her real face looks like. Which I
Okay.
just but put together, she's mesmerizing to me. I'm just like, oh my! And your name is Heidi, and you're from like Heidi Land or whatever. And then Simon is like a totally different human being than we ever knew him on American Idol.
He's so
Perform
nice, right?
Right, and literally they straight up lie to some of these people. Like some of these contestants are good or okay, and the feedback it's like the opposite of American Idol. They where he used to like would have made a 14 or 15-year-old kid cry who had just done pretty great. He's like telling the same kid who's like a lot worse that it's the story was great and America's gonna love you and this is and I'm just like what like who are you? Who are all these people?
Why are none of our judges like from,
America.
well, like the United States of America?
It's called America's Got Talent, and Howie Mandel is the only motherfucker representing.
And he's from Canada.
And why does Mel B always say, as we'd say in Armenia, when she's not Armenian?
Really?
Yeah, in fact, one of the judges I called her out on it, and then she said something about I don't know what her answer was, but yeah,
Like a grandparent was Armenian or
she's just always
something?
like, well, as we'd say in Armenian, and
Girl.
it's so much. The contestants are my least favorite part of the show. I'm just like, do your things. So I can watch these clowns.
I do like, okay, I don't, me personally, I don't like little kid things. And this includes little kid singers, little kid movies, little kid acts. So even though I really like the little blonde ventriloquist girl,
Oh, yeah.
like she's so talented,
Yeah.
which I guess is the name of the show. But like, everybody has their own talent. Like, I'm never going to go see that little girl in Vegas. Like that's weird to me. But I don't have kids, so maybe like there's like some 12-year-old who's like, "Mom, I gotta go see her," and that's what you do on a family vacation. I don't know, but there are just some talents. I'm just like there's not like a competition just for the shit that you do. Like I don't know, it's weird, and I don't need to see American Idol on like 8 different networks because I only care about the adult singers.
Well, and the singers on America's Got Talent wouldn't even make it to the finals on American Idol. I mean, sometimes they would, but rarely.
Not the first couple seasons.
Yeah, I didn't see. I've only been watching it the last couple of years, mostly this year. Oh, also, I don't know when Tyra Banks like lost the ability to talk. Like she is so out of place on that show, and she seems so right on paper. Everything about it should be right.
I hear. Well, I don't like I said I don't watch it very much, but I hear like one of the things that she does, I guess, is like she tries to be a little bit more black. Does she try to like black it up? and be more like, I'm real. I don't know. I don't pay attention to Tyra. I liked Nick Cannon. I thought Nick Cannon was a good host. People like him.
Well, I mean, I do, but let's stick to people that we know, you know?
Well, let me just give a plug. You guys should watch Behind Closed Doors on TLC.
Woo, woo, woo! Listen, so I'm behind. Have you started watching it yet?
Of course I have.
I have to.
Of course I
Do I
have.
just download the app and that's it?
Um, TLC Go?
Yeah.
Yes, actually, TLC Me Go might be having this thing right now where they're letting you watch everything without signing in.
Okay, great.
Because I do have the app.
Well, I'll download that. Our friend Tam Taylor, who was in our show Body Hair, is on a new TLC show called Behind Closed Doors.
It is about it. Okay, so the premise of the show is basically they set up all of these cameras in their house to record them like 24/7. There's not like a crew or like producers around all the time. It's just like them at home living.
And yeah, and I know I know it got real. I don't know the details because my friend couldn't tell me, but I know shit got really real.
I'm on the first episode, and I want to say that it, because I know Tam, or I've met Tam. I won't say that I know Tam. And I'm sure it's going to get more real because, I mean, these cameras are in your house or whatever, but this bitch looks like she's super aware that there are cameras in her house. And if you know Tam, it's just like, I don't think you're going to, like, at this point, like, you're not going to catch her slipping, like, looking a hot mess. And she's a funny lady. And so, I mean, I don't know. It seems like in the beginning, since, it's new, maybe she's playing up a couple of things.
I mean, I don't know in
like
what
the way
order.
she brushes her teeth or something. I'll say if there are some other, like, deeper things that I'm not saying are played up in any way, but.
Well, I will say that I know they filmed them for, like, I don't know how many months, and that they had cameras in their, like, they couldn't escape their cameras, so I think eventually that might break you.
Yes, and that's what I'm saying. I'm saying, like, I feel like, this must be the beginning, like, get to know the couples. And I don't know, sometimes I feel like you can just see her eyes flit to the camera or something. I'm just like, you're funny, lady. But the other families, like, I was excited to see Tam, but there's this other couple, and I'm just like, this is America. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, wow. I've got it. I literally have it queued up on my phone. So when we finish, I can watch it. And yeah, we will be talking about Behind Closed Doors most likely every episode. So tune in, people. And if you have any questions, I can get them to Tam. So hook us up. I'll hook you up.
I will let you know that all of the episodes are available on the app right now.
Oh,
so.
shit. We'll talk about this next week, and that'll be it. So have all your questions for us by next week.
I know, right? Like, I was like, oh, so I'm going to binge this? Okay. It's only 6 episodes.
Well, we can handle that. I can do that much, like, while I'm on the treadmill. I started watching TV on the treadmill, Tia.
Me too. I watched 30 Rock.
Oh, that's a great idea.
I download them off Netflix because then you can just take it anywhere in case you don't have Wi-Fi, and I'll do just like 3 or 4 episodes, and then I'm like, it's been like an hour and 20 minutes.
Brilliant, Tia. We should do some TV cardio playlists for people. Okay. We have all these things. I'm not making any notes or anything. I guess I'm just going to have to remember it. Oh, wait, I'll hear it again when I edit this together. I'll write down all of our notes.
All right. Well, we are at a half
Yes,
hour,
we are.
and we still need the people to hear about Eric's experience at DragCon.
Well, guys, hang tight. I'll be back with Eric Rittenhouse, who's calling us from New York City as well, Tia. I guess it was rude he didn't even come say hi to you.
Well, you know what? Honestly, I had a show that weekend, and I almost invited him, but I'm like, I bet he's going to be doing all, like, the fun gay stuff and not want to come to my dumbass show. I mean, not my dumbass show. Not a dumbass show. It was a good show.
Right.
But I mean, I considered inviting him, but I'm like, no, I bet he's having a great time. And then I saw some pictures from other people, and if he got to see Kid Fury, I'm going to be so jealous because I listen to his podcast.
Is Kid Fury a drag queen?
He's not. He's just a gay man comedian, and but he's also a gamer. So he was part of the DragCon panel for the gamers, the people who play video games. So with like Pandora Box, maybe somebody else too.
Our gays are so creative. They're like, just add a Y to it.
I mean, I thought it was cute. Like maybe I'm just corny, but I was like, that's adorable.
Well, Tia, thank you so much. Let
Thanks,
everybody remind
Jason.
people where they can find you on the internet, please.
You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Doomed Foxy, and you can find me on Snapchat at Doom Foxy. Do not look for me on Facebook. It's going to be deactivated soon.
Well, I do take care of the times that people tag you and me and things. I let them know that you're off Facebook. So
Thank you. Thank you.
you're welcome. All right, Tia, we'll catch you next week, guys.
All right, guys. Yay, I'm excited to be back.
It's next week. So listen, change of plans. We're now going to flash forward a week and catch up right now with the current folks like us. So we got me, we have Tia, we have Eric, and you still get a brief DragCon recap. So it's folks like us, Eric Rittenhouse, back with us after being gone a little bit last week. Eric, welcome back.
Yeah, I'm sure that it was left to capable hands. I can't wait to listen to you guys.
Well,
and your chit chat.
We were good. We were good. We were solid. Tia, how are you? How are you doing? What's going on?
I'm fine. I just woke up from a nap, which is why I was like, "Oh, can we start at 7 later?" Because I was so tired. I had a show last night, and full disclosure, that shit did not go as well as it should have.
In what way?
It just didn't.
How?
So the lead singer was like 40 minutes late, and so I sang the first few songs, which I thought I did pretty good at. But when I got off stage, somebody told me that the sound was piercing, and I was like, that's the worst word you could have used. So then for the rest of the show, I stood back from the microphone and barely whispered and barely sang from shit. I didn't even sing some of the songs, so I was like, oh, I'm piercing.
It's horrible.
We had a bass player subbing. He just didn't know the music as well as he should have. The crowd was really weird. Like it was just one of those nights. Sometimes the show must go wrong.
Yeah.
And it did.
Trump's America.
Yeah, right. It's his fault.
Trump's
100%.
America. Well, luckily, television's been great, and we've had some cool things to go home to. I am actually watching a lot of TV right now, and Eric, I don't know, you missed last week, but we're all watching Tam Taylor from Body Hair. She's in TLC's Behind Closed Doors. So
I finished it.
Finished
it today.
So yeah, so you catch up with us in your obvious the spare time that you have, and you can just fast forward and watch her parts, and then
you really can. The rest of it is just so boring.
Yeah, I mean, I just watch her parts too. So, but yeah, there's so much going on in pop culture right now, and like right now it's a Sunday, and NFL's all crazy. So, like, what's happening, Tia, in your day to day that's not fucking crazy stressful real news?
What's happening that's not crazy stressful real news?
Yeah, like it's not the end of the world, which is supposed to be today, right?
A lot of my notes have to do with the Kardashians.
Oh my god, we have a new one on. Well, let's hit a Kardashian.
Let's start with the obvious. So the Kardashians have now been on TV for 10 years because they're about to have their 10-year anniversary special.
That's wild, man.
Isn't it? I've never seen an episode. But 10 years of Kim and Khloe and
Courtney
and Caitlyn, the whole shebang. I don't know if I should call it a shebang, but like
a he-she-bang.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, we've
seen.
So that means that we've been watching Kylie since she was a 9-year-old into this pregnant thing that she is now.
They weren't on the first 3 seasons. They never showed the kids. I think.
For real? I don't know.
It was like all of a sudden here they decided it's time to exploit you too, and so lots of plastic surgery was had. I mean, Kylie did not look like Kylie.
No, she looked like a
you
normal
know.
child.
Yeah, now she looks like a 30-year-old woman.
Isn't that wild?
It's horrible. Like she's
It's
so ugh.
it was crazy to see them all walking at New York Fashion Week. We caught everything online, all of the major designers, and we actually had our neighbor who's 13 came over when a bunch of people came over for my birthday, and we were hanging out, and he was keeping because we just had it on in the background, all of the New York Fashion Week walks and runways, and he was calling out like every time a Kardashian or a Jenner went walking down the runway, and I was like, this is insane, this is crazy. They're everywhere. They're everywhere.
That's wild. I feel like they knew they were falling off, and so they had to do something big
So maybe that's
to
why
get
they
back
kept
on.
them
So I
in
guess that's what all
hiding.
these babies are.
Yeah, they just keep them in hiding, and then every now and then
Maybe.
they just like whip one out. Here's another Kardashian.
Well, now you have. I mean, I do feel bad for Chloe because now I guess I feel like she wants a kid, and everybody else is having one except for her and like Kendall, because Kendall's a model. She can't be doing all that right now.
Right.
She's like 20
But
or like 19, isn't she?
Kylie?
Kendall.
No, Kylie's 19.
How Kendall's is like what, 22 then?
I really don't know.
I think she's the youngest. I think Kendall's the youngest.
No, Kylie's the youngest.
Let me just ask our production assistant, Juan.
Google?
Yeah.
Why?
Juan says that Kendall is 21.
Oh,
Yeah, so she's
Okay.
Yeah, so she's they're both babies.
Yeah. And Travis Scott, I don't know if you guys know him. He used to fuck around with Rihanna. That's her baby daddy, allegedly.
I love how it's
So-
alleged, like as if like it's not like someone doesn't know already.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
I mean, I don't know her life.
I mean, I don't either, man.
I hear
I
she's
kind
like
of-
4 months pregnant.
Oh,
She's been with this dude for maybe 5 or 6 months, and then she was with Tyga off and on before then. So, I mean, like I said, I don't know how she lives her life. So the timeline could be washy. I'm saying allegedly because TMZ said allegedly. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, and if they don't know, then we definitely don't know. Well, I feel like if I were 20 or 21 with like the hottest fucking pussy on the planet, I'd be getting it all over the place.
Yeah.
So
And she's just going to, end it for a kid. Blech. It's horrible.
that's what I thought.
Also, Kanye West got bigger.
What do you mean?
yeah, I saw something. I don't know. Somebody tagged him. What
do you mean he got bigger?
The hashtag was dadbod.
Oh,
He gained like 25 to 30 pounds.
Is this for a new role he's playing, like sad husband,
he's playing
or
Pablo.
is this?
He's playing Pablo.
I don't know. Maybe he's gaining the baby weight because they're expecting another child via
He's the-
surrogate.
he's
Maybe
the
he's just
surrogate.
eating. Yeah.
He is surrogate. Everybody was like, "Oh my gosh, somebody had posted that he was unrecognizable," which I thought was hilarious. That that anymore, especially in Hollywood, like gaining weight somehow makes you unrecognizable. I was like, no, he looks like thick Kanye. Like there's
He looks the same, just bigger.
Yeah, like Bruce Jenner looks unrecognizable. Okay,
Yes.
Kanye just looks like Dad Kanye. I don't understand.
And so, I guess to continue, Perez Hilton is in a little hot water for saying that if he were Kris Jenner, he would have told Kylie to get an abortion. By the way, Perez Hilton looks
Ugh.
ridiculous right now. He looks
Ugh.
like a fucking
Meth addict.
mess.
He looks like a meth
well,
addict. He's not. He
Kudos to
looks like
Perez, because I would have said the same thing to Perez's parents long about 3 years ago. So I just we
Round of
were
applause.
watching. Perez just did some Food Network show, like Worst Cooks or something, like a celebrity version.
Oh no.
Which I use the term loosely, and he just couldn't be any more of a d-bag.
It's like
I don't understand his appeal. I don't
I don't
understand
either.
why he's
I don't
still
understand
going.
how that's
I
people's
don't get it.
shtick. Like I don't
Yeah.
I don't understand it with like Tosh from Tosh.0 either. It's just like I don't think just being an asshole is funny. Like you have to actually still be funny or witty or other things, but just being a prick for the sake of being a prick or outlandish or shocking is just so weird to me. And it's even weirder the people who really like respond to it. Who are you guys? Stop encouraging this. This is terrible.
Let me tell you, I was actually, and this is maybe controversial. Ooh. I was actually, whenever somebody made fun of a guy with a man bun, I was like, oh, I don't know. I'm on the fence until I saw it on Perez.
Yeah,
and then I
it's
said,
bad.
You know what? Burn it to the ground. No,
Listen,
no more man bun.
I
feel you.
I could see him eating chocolate-covered iced donuts and lose my, pass by that. He's so gross, and in person he's like even grosser. He was better when he was just kind of like a slob all over. Because now he looks emaciated. He's just weird. Ugh.
It is weird, and that's like I completely agree with you because it's like, you know what? I liked him better with a little bit of weight.
Yeah,
and that frosted tip thing that he had going on, because this new dude is just wretched. It's wretched.
It's pretty terrible, and I never and I never want to I'm not gonna rag on somebody for the way they look unless they purposefully look like an idiot. Then whatever. But I watched Celebrity Big Brother in the UK. And he was on the same season as Michelle Visage. And he was wretched. He was a vile human being. Some of the things he did on that show were somebody please take his kids away. He should not be a father of a child.
He's a father? Oh,
yes, he has 2 kids.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
I believe adopted, or I think surrogated out. I don't know. But oh my gosh, the stuff that he was doing, I was like, he should not be raising children. That just sounds like it's just bad news all over.
All right, so
yeah. Anyway,
in case you're just now joining us, Perez Hilton sucks.
Yeah. What else is new?
Let's see. So I saw this little video today, I think, on Twitter, and it was Madonna's Black Kid dancing to one of the songs.
One?
The boy?
Which one?
Daniel?
David.
How many black children does she have?
4.
Oh, shit.
That sounds like a name that you...
Yeah.
Wait, she has 4 black ones?
Yeah, black is you can come black. She has
How many kids does she have altogether?
6.
Get the fuck out of here. Anyway, so Daniel, I don't remember his name.
David.
Are you sure?
Yeah, David Bandit.
You would know more than I would.
Yeah, I was going to say, are we sure? Somebody please challenge Jason. Madonna. By the way, 6 children just sounds like too many children for Madonna. Not that she can't handle 6 children. It just sounds like that's a lot on her plate. And I don't think... Anyway, it just sounds like a lot for her. Go on.
Wow, I'm blown away. I'm I knew she had the Lourdes and the Rocco and 1 black kid. I didn't know there were 3 other kids. Anyways, so yeah, there's a really cute video of him. It's his birthday. Really cute video of him singing the shit out of. I don't know what song it is. I'm not a Madonna fan like that. Maybe if we took a holiday.
Holiday.
Maybe I think it's that one. It could not be that one. Have you? Was it?
It's right here. Yeah.
Yay!
Yeah, I'm watching it right now, yeah.
It's adorable. I think that's a really cute little video.
Her Instagram...
The first...
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no. The first video, he was singing along to Born This Way, and she said, fuck that, and she made him start over.
Really?
No.
Oh.
It's her Instagram is so funny, because it's half Madonna being crazy and doing and just Madonna, and then half just Madonna. Her kids birthdays and playing out in the yard and building shit and painting shit and soccer games, and it's very funny in my opinion. She's working with they're launching her new skincare line this week actually in America, and she's done it with the Fat Jew. It's funny. It's nice.
I did see that. I saw that little ad. That advert. Did any of you watch 5-2 I'm messing up the name of everything today.
That's close enough for that bitch. No, I mean,
Watch what? Wait, I missed that. What did we watch?
Lady Gaga 5'2". It's the new Netflix documentary.
No, I have not seen. I do want to watch it, but I have not seen that one yet.
I'll wait and watch
let's
it.
talk
with
about
you.
it anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I haven't watched it either.
Well, I just, it's like Madonna did the best one, and then I hate Gaga in general, so I'll watch it one day, like with friends, where I can, like, I don't know. She just annoys me. Like, I like her music, and I think she's really talented and all that, but like, she annoys me.
Why didn't she have like a documentary when she was like at her weirdest?
Or like, I don't know. Now it's
that would have been cool. She would, if I would have been like, she's like, I'm gonna wear meat. I'd be like, Gaga, what? Meat? Like, I want to be in her head then, not Joanne. Boo.
Well, now she's all like, I have chronic pain. I have Lyme
Oh
disease.
yeah, that's sad. Well, that's sad.
It is sad, but it's not like what you really want to tune in and like. It's like I wouldn't like want Beyonce to be like, I have sickle cell. Like, I want her to just, I want her to just soar and deal with that off camera.
Yeah, right? Everybody's a little bit sick now and having like issues. Like Demi Lovato had like
everybody
eating thing.
Yeah.
Selena Gomez has like lupus.
And somebody's kidney.
Maybe I should tell you now, I was just diagnosed with scurvy. Yeah. So it's a long and painful road, but and you only get it from pirates. But yeah, I think I'm going to have scurvy. I say we just start bringing all the good ones back. Somebody's going to get, eventually Christina Aguilera is going to have polio, and we just have to deal with that as a nation.
Ooh, I'm calling tuberculosis. Good old TB.
Somebody's going to get the milk sick, and then we're all going to be upset. But
I'm going to live.
Bring back all the good.
Because I don't drink milk. Milk is gross.
I've discovered, I don't know, another listeners will like knowing this. I now drink lactose-free milk, and because I love milk, but it gives me just the worst gas. And lactose-free milk is, easy on me, and I like that.
I thought this whole time on the podcast that was static, but I guess now we know, because this episode
it's farts.
Yeah, this episode's so free and clear, and now we know why. Lactose-free milk.
Lactose-free milk, baby. So can we talk about, have we discussed on this show, because I just get turned on by the fantasy of Usher giving herpes to this male massage therapist.
What?
Well, 3 different massage therapists came forward suing Usher that he gave them herpes. And the story first came out, it said 2 female, and just didn't discuss the third. And I was always like, that's suspect. And then this week, the third person came out, and it's a dude. And he was like, yeah, Usher wanted sex. And so he's saying Usher gave him herpes, too.
I did hear that there was possibly a man, but he was staying anonymous. We already know that Usher gave that one person herpes. Like, we know that. He settled for $1 million or some shit.
What's weird to me, though, it's like, if somebody's...
So maybe he did.
But it's like, somebody's like, okay, so if part of someone's job is getting you off, right? And, like, how can you not just be like, how do you know you didn't get that from somebody else?
Yeah, like, hey, maybe I'm going to wear gloves.
Well, yeah, you should definitely be wearing gloves anyway. I mean, it's like the condom for your hand.
Yeah. It says that right on the box. It couldn't be any clearer that's what it's for. I think it's interesting that there's one guy out of the bunch, but honestly, when you're Usher and you've sort of been there, like, done everything, like, at what point are you just like, yeah, I'm going to try a dude?
I have the same thing. I'm like, it's only a certain amount of money until you're just like, I got to get something different.
Right.
Oh man, you guys.
Poor Usher.
What's happening?
It's over for him.
That is amazing. I may or may not have bought his CD in high school just because he was shirtless on the back of the CD.
Oh my gosh. I had them all
Yeah.
for a while.
I
That
didn't
shit was
even.
really good.
Have you guys ever thought about something how
Confessions?
you'll never get like your favorite singer to sign like their album anymore? Like we don't consume music that way. So like there's this whole
Yeah.
thing that just has to stop happening. Like there'd be no autographed CDs of like Lord. I mean I know there are because there are discs still out there, but I mean in like the grand scheme of things.
I feel like, okay, so we're from a time where like we didn't have the internet and we didn't know every ounce of gossip about every single person. You know, like our information, what we got was very controlled. I just don't feel like I think I wouldn't even want anybody's autograph anymore. Like I would maybe want like a picture or a selfie, but like people are becoming so much more like humanized, which is terrible because they were already human. That I'm just like I'm less enchanted.
Yeah.
You
Well, I
know?
know that
Yeah,
even Hillary Clinton says in her book that autographs are just obsolete. Like no one asks you for an autograph. It's just It's just for a selfie. You
Yep.
know.
Mhm.
I just
Yeah.
know that like I don't know, man. Autographs are fun. Personally, and I just like it's just sometimes weird that like I don't really have Beyonce's last two albums. Like I have them like I've lost so much music digitally over devices in the past like 10 since this all started. Like who knows if
Yeah.
in 5 years I'll be able to access those Beyonce albums I bought the first day they were out because they're not like tangible.
Yeah, that pisses me off when that happens.
Yeah, but say I bought the Beyonce album,
Yeah.
I could only listen to it at home. Maybe.
Until you got your
Mm.
Walkman.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I just don't have like the hardware to support CDs anymore. And
Well,
I'm not one of those hippy dippy people who like is gonna get a record player and play shit on vinyl. Like, I don't
I'm
need that.
thinking about that. I'm totally
Okay,
thinking about
hipster.
that. I'm not a hipster, but
You will be. You'll become one.
when?
Once you get a record player, that's like
Is that what it takes?
hipster 101. Shit you need. Record player. 50
Fedora,
vinyls.
wheat grass juice.
Mm-hmm.
I was watching. So I am doing this. I'm doing a couple of blogs to let the listeners in on a couple of secrets, and anyway, the one I just started is about Will and Grace, and I started watching Will and Grace from season 1, episode 1, because it's coming back on Thursday, and I'm so excited I can't take it. And
I've never seen it.
oh my god, it literally is like from the pilot episode on, it's just absolutely brilliant television. And so I was watching it, and there's this whole episode, like episode 3, where Will is embarrassed of Jack at the gym, and he's trying to explain to Grace like why he's upset, and he's Jack's just such a fag. Why does he have to be such a fag? He's just such a fag. And I'm like watching it, and I was like, this was totally normal television 20 years ago to be like fag, fag, and of course he overhears and he like tries to butch it up the rest of the episode, but I had a point to that, and I don't know what it was, guys. It was really a good point, but I lost it.
Well,
It's
I'm glad you're
gone.
excited about the new Will and Grace.
I am so excited. Oh, so my new blog.
too.
So
Yeah.
So so I'm doing one for Will and Grace, and I forgot.
Oh, okay. This is a lot of fun. Okay. All right, you guys got the giggles and shit too. This is funny.
He's gone. Will and Grace is gone. Was it the word blog that set you up? That is a funny word.
What?
He got high. That's what that is, y'all.
All
right, Eric, let's bring this back. So, did you see the movie Hidden Figures?
I did.
Yes.
I did not.
My.
But Katherine
right.
Johnson has a building named after her now at NASA.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, see, you guys, I still had news about it.
I was wondering where that was going because I was like, that movie's been out for a while now.
I know I should have seen it. Have you guys seen
I
Mother? I
keep,
want to see Mother.
I
I
keep
don't want to
hearing
see it.
conflicting things.
I haven't
What have
heard
you
any.
heard?
I've heard nothing conflicting. All I've heard is biggest waste of my life. Biggest waste of my life. What the fuck did I just watch? I've not heard anything good from anybody.
What is it about?
I don't
I don't know.
know.
Oh, I thought one of you was at least going to say a mother. I don't. Jesus.
I just feel like what? Okay, so this young woman is married to this old male, and they live in a house, and some people start coming over. That's literally all I know.
Yeah, I think that I don't know if much more happens than that. I from the reports I've been getting, but I
But
wouldn't.
it looks intense. Whatever. I'm gonna see it.
Well, I heard that all the intensity was in the trailer. That, like it was like literal. That was something I heard. Was that the movie actually went nowhere. It was just all the intensity was totally in the trailer. So basically,
Really?
I'm saying don't see it.
But
But
Black Swan was so good.
well, so was another movie of his. But I mean, they can't all be home runs.
Yeah, that's true.
So I'm watching Will and Grace, and Debbie Reynolds is playing Grace's mom. And
yeah.
I was reading that they're doing an episode or some portion of the revival in honor of Debbie Reynolds now that she's gone. And one of the creators was saying how he remembers meeting her, and they were talking, and he said, "Do you mind if we dye your hair red?" And she said, "Honey, I only have 2 hairs left on my entire body, one on my head and one on my pussy. But you can get me a red wig." He said, and that's just how she was. I was
Oh,
like,
my God.
that is so. She's like this 4'11" little like, oh my pussy, I'm a bride.
Well, I hope for her character's sake, then they got her a wig and a merkin,
yeah.
just to you really want to sink into
really
that
nice
role.
one.
A really nice one, lace front merkin.
Well, speaking of
Yes.
lace fronts, do you think that Janet Jackson was abused in her marriage? It's coming out now that, and I was feeling like she was definitely, because she was wearing hijabs and stuff. Like I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like. I mean, why wouldn't she have been married? I mean, she's a Jackson. She was already rich. It's not like she was gaining that much. Married. I mean, never mind. He was a billionaire. I don't know how many millions she has. Like, if it makes that difference.
Well, I heard that she had to like support the family because Michael Jackson was always so like like not liquid, so she was like took care of like the whole brood. And I don't know how much money she would have. I don't know if she like wrote her music. Like I don't know, man. I mean, I imagine that her family lives a very expensive collective lifestyle, and to foot that bill, man, she has it tough. She probably was like, "Would you please kidnap me, motherfucker?"
Oh, right.
I mean,
But she has had it rough. I mean, since like Justin Timberlake throwing her under the bus for the Super Bowl thing, and
her titty.
yeah, and I heard this other fucked up story about Tupac and John Singleton. Kind of like made up a story that when Poetic Justice was being filmed, she was like, since we're going to make out, I need to get an AIDS test. But that never happened, and people like shit on Janet for a while for it. She's just really been through it. Her brother's crazy. Her dad was like mean.
Her sisters are crazy.
Shouldn't one of them have seen that coming, though? Isn't one a psychic?
Yeah.
Am I thinking of the wrong
I'm pretty
people?
sure. No, I think LaToya was like part of the like psychic hotline.
Was she on the Psychic Friends Network?
Psychic Friends Network, yeah. Yeah, shouldn't you
look
give him
out.
girl heads up?
Yeah, right?
Girl heads up. I mean, listen, her and Mariah Carey, there are just a bunch of single billionaires hanging around. So people need to get their shit together.
I mean,
how
much would you
bachelors.
how much would you allow your life to be like not yours to be married to a billionaire. Like how much would you work for that job?
Yeah, I mean, I think that if I had disposable income and was free to like live my life, that I would do lots of fun stuff with it. So I can't imagine if I wasn't allowed to live my life, I'd be like, well, then what's the point?
No, let's say you're
Like
allowed to
then,
live your life. Like let's say you're Melania Trump, but like before the presidency. And it's like, you have to go out with me and like you have to, not have other people's babies and you have to stay beautiful. And and I'm the star and that's it. And you could have access to all this money. Like, would you I mean, I could just see myself being like, that's a bit like a billionaire. Like, I don't know, man. That's a lot of money.
There's a
yeah,
lot of money.
if it was a billionaire like Mariah's billionaire, he was kind of quiet and he just kind of let her do her own thing. She was on yachts all the time. Clearly, she was having background dancers. Spend some extra time with some background dancers. But if it were somebody like DT, it's really all about him. So you get all the money, but you kind of have to cater this big giant baby all the time, and that to me wouldn't be worth it.
Yeah.
Like if you're a billionaire and I don't really got to see you a whole lot, you're like, here's all my money.
Well, I think.
Then I don't know. Then I'd be like, okay.
Well, I always felt like Anna Nicole Smith got like the short end of the stick from people because she really did the smart thing. She found her like a billionaire who was like in a wheelchair, who like couldn't fuck, who,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
she thought it through.
I mean, he probably couldn't fuck, but she probably had to do weird shit like put her tit on his foot or something, just like, you
And he's
I
like,
mean, listen. Once
weird stuff.
so like once every 2 weeks you got a tit foot. That's not too bad.
give me $1 million.
I don't know, dude. I bet he would like drool on him. Like, I mean, I would do it, but I'm just saying, I would be devastated on the inside. I'd be like, this is what my life has become. Oh, poor Anna Nicole. Tragic ass life.
Oh, poor Anna Nicole. Yeah, I really loved her actually.
I really liked that show.
Oh my god.
Anna Nicole. She's so outrageous.
So, speaking
It
of
was
Gaga.
just like
I'm sorry. Speaking of Gaga,
No.
I just wanted to. I forgot that this whole thing I actually wanted to talk about. A big press clip has been her saying how she said, Madonna wouldn't call her reductive to her face. That's her beef with Madonna. That Madonna did it publicly and that she wouldn't do it to her face. And I'm just like, which of all people, Madonna is the one that would absolutely, if in the same room with you, felt the need to tell you you were reductive, would tell you. It's kind of like one of the things she's known for is just being like ridiculously blunt with people. So I think, Gaga just gets on my nerves.
Well, doesn't that stem from an actual thing? Like, I heard initially that it came from and I think it might have been they were on like SNL together or something, and they had like a completely different conversation.
Oh,
like they had like Madonna was like overly the opposite way.
Well, that
like,
was before Born This Way, though. Born This Way was the turning point because that's when Madonna was like, "Yo, that's my song."
Oh, see, I thought
really
this was all happening like around the same time.
No, one greatly preceded the other.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So anyway, I don't know. I just feel like, Gaga, why aren't you telling Madonna this to her face? Like, why are you telling it publicly? Like, how does you're not doing it either? You know what I'm trying to say? Like, it's just annoying.
Yeah.
So
we're Team Madonna on this podcast.
Born This Way.
I think they're both
came out Born This Way came out 2 years after SNL. I just agree.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So get your timeline in order.
Well,
right?
maybe SNL. Right. I have the chart right in front of me. It may not even have been the SNL thing either. But I thought there was a bigger, because I read that snippet, but I felt like that came from a larger like conversation that she was having, and it stemmed from a specific like meeting or conversation or something that had happened.
I don't know. We have to watch it and see, man.
And then it I don't know. Has Madonna responded?
No, she ain't gonna respond. Cause she's like Cardi B. She don't fuck with you.
Right? Oh my god. It's a jam.
Okay, can somebody tell me is Bodak Yellow a reference to something that I just don't know in pop culture, or is it something she just made up?
What? Bodak Yellow?
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's got to be something she just made up.
Okay, good. Because I've like, racked my brain over it. I'm like, should I know this? How do you feel about, we talked, there wasn't one of these podcasts early on, and I wanted to talk about a joke about Cash Me Outside, and you're like, no, I don't want to give that girl any time. How about her getting a multi-million-dollar record deal with Atlantic Records?
I heard her first song wasn't very good. I heard her second single is actually pretty good, but I won't listen to it. I won't do it. She could have the most fire song in the world. I'm not doing it.
Not doing it.
I think that
you.
sucks. I think that sucks that she, like, there are so many talented ass people out there, and it's like, you're gonna give it to her, some kid who is just shitty to her mom on Dr. Phil. That's your threshold for musical talent now? The fuck out of here. That's terrible.
Yeah.
Shit makes me mad.
How do you really
Fuck
feel
you,
about
catch
it,
me outside, girl. Fuck you, catch me outside, girl.
How about that? So, well, otherwise it's been kind of a slow week in my opinion in pop culture because of all the freaking natural disasters and earthquakes and presidents and in North Korea. It's like we haven't really had a lot of great pop culture going down the last week. But I think we've done good at finding things to talk about. That's our strength.
Yeah, of course.
It's our strength.
Well, I think so too.
Anybody have anything else?
The drama.
Anybody have anything else that they'd like to contribute or talk about before we wrap this episode up like a hot burrito from Chipotle?
I love Chipotle. Do you even have one of those?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you guys do.
Yeah.
I guess no.
Well, thanks for tuning in, guys, for another episode of Folks Like Us. We're coming to you regularly.
It's a short episode, you guys. This is a chit chat. That's what we can call the short episodes, chit chats.
Oh, we can keep going if you want.
No, I'm tired.
Do you want me to? Because we did. Well, I was just gonna say we could. I could do like a little 10-minute wrap up of Drag Race.
DragCon.
DragCon.
Yeah.
I thought
we did it.
Okay,
Do you want to do that another time?
I mean, we can knock it out right now if you want. We can let Tia go, or she can like.
It did not.
Listen.
Oh yeah. Right, because it didn't record correctly, or something happened
horrible.
to it.
It sounds awful.
Yeah.
Oh.
All right.
So I could just do a quick little recap if we wanted to.
Yeah.
Yes.
So hold on a second. So I said okay. Actually, guys, it's me and Tia and Eric. We completely changed things on that break. We're all here. We thought we were like not gonna be here, but we're all back together.
Just kidding.
Eric, tell us where and what and how and when and why of DragCon 2017.
Yeah, so we attended. It was at the Javits Center this year, and we were super, super excited, but we didn't know what to expect. This is the first year they've done it in New York. They've done it, I think, twice now in LA. But this was the first go around in New York, so we really had no clue. We thought we're probably not going to get to meet Rue because his line is going to be 3 days long, and we only had 1 day to do the show. It's a 2-day show. So we thought if we get to meet Michelle Visage, that's kind of like meeting Rue. It's like Rue adjacent.
Right. Definitely
So
Rue
we were, that was, yeah, right? So that was like our goal, was just to meet her, and then anything else was really just going to be icing on the cake. It felt real weird to be in New York and not somehow get in contact with Tia. I was
I
thinking
almost
of you.
texted you. I almost
know.
texted you.
I was thinking of you because I was like, oh, could we somehow, what could possibly, let me tell you, after like standing in lines for about 10 hours, we just had to leave.
I bet.
Yeah. It was intense. But no, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, like,
Yeah.
who was the most exciting person that you saw? Like, what kind
Well,
of craziness went down there?
it was cool because we got there and walked in and they were doing like a little like it just said greeting on the on our packet of information. They had like a runway, a little stage area, and all of a sudden we heard Michelle's voice, and she came out and said a thank you to all the sponsors and blah 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 blah. And we just so happened to be standing in the right place at the right time because we were just standing at the stage when the greeting started, and she proceeded to announce and present all of the past winners of Drag Race that had attended the show. So we watched one by one while all the winners came out and did a little runway, and we just kind of looked at each other and we were like, this was 20 minutes in to getting there, and we were like, so we're done now? So we go home? Like that was insane because you're sitting right in front of that. You know, it's crazy, and it's kind of a little. It's not even necessarily starstruck. It's more like we've been watching the show for so long, and because they're reality stars, you feel like you know them.
Yeah, that's awesome though.
Yeah, so
that
was pretty cool. I will say the nicest person we met, because we did quite a few meet and greets. We did, I think, 6 or 7. The nicest person we met was Michelle Visage.
Really?
Yeah. She took like, and this might sound stupid, but she took like minutes with us. Like we stood in line and we were just ready to like walk up, present headshot, scoot to the left, have her sign it, and like walk away. And we walked up to her and we had a little conversation. She gave us hugs and kisses, and it was like we were chit-chatting with an old friend for like a good 5 minutes.
That's awesome.
And then we went along our way. So it was just super, super cool. Everybody, though, was amazing because I know, especially Jason knows, queens can get cunty, and I don't mean just drag queens. I mean just gays in general. And I was like, I don't know what to expect. Like, I just didn't know what kind of attitude to expect.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody was super chill, super nice. We met Chad Michaels, who's famous for doing Cher. So we felt like we met Cher, which was amazing. And we met one of my favorite queens is from New York. I believe she's actually from Brooklyn, if I'm not mistaken. And her name's Thorgy Thor. And is probably one of my favorite queens of all time. And so that was super, super exciting. And I have to say, because she's a friend of the podcast and video ho via Jason Dottley, I did get to go up and say hi to Pandora for a split second, and she sent her love, and it was amazing because she was super nice. She was just doing it for tips. You know, we were just talking about autographs and not signing CDs. And so a lot of them, you were just buying headshots. And so they would have headshots for $10, headshots for $15. Some of the queens headshots for $30. What? But Pandora was there with just a bucket that said just the tips. And it was amazing. And she was super, super cool and nice. So yeah, we had an absolute blast. They could have been selling tickets for next year's show at a booth, and we would have stood in line to buy them. Like, everybody was so nice, and it wasn't. We saw kids, we saw parents pushing strollers with little, boys in makeup, and that was crazy and insane and really, really cool to see. Aside from all the hoes with their ass out, which was also fun to see. But yeah, it was It was a lot of fun. It also made me realize, because we didn't really go in like costume or anything. Like we, had fun and we had T-shirts with our favorite queens and whatever. I have a T-shirt that says "Bear on it because it's super cute. So
hold on.
Oh,
and
yeah, it's just in.
Is anybody hearing that music for me?
I didn't hear music.
Oh my god, I didn't hear it until now.
Are you getting ready to lip sync for your life? It's a podcast, dude. Nobody can see you.
All right, sorry about that. Woo. Back that up a minute, please.
I was just ending it to say it really made me realize, one of Rue's like little cheeky phrases that she whips out every now and then is that we're born naked and the rest is drag. And walking through a show like that, you quickly realize that this is a room full of people expressing themselves almost solely on what they dress themselves in. And it was pretty cool and inspiring to see people sort of step out of the box and just have a good time. So I'm excited to do it again next year.
I want to go next year.
It's so much fun. We should meet up. We should hang out. It was so much fun.
Okay, we should. Yeah.
And it was tickets were like $40.
That's not bad at all.
No, except then you had to like tip people, right?
Well, you did have to if you do the meet and greets. Yeah, you definitely have to like buy headshots or whatever. And some of them had minimums and whatever. So you can spend some coin there, but like I said, Pandora's was just for tips. And there's booths that are just selling all kinds of little baubles and trinkets and fun stuff. And yeah, it was fun. It was cool. Or you could just go walk around and people watch, because goddamn, was it fun to people watch?
Well, that's what I love about a podcast is the visuals,
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Well, listen, you could head on over to Instagram and look me up on Eric_Ritten RITCEN. I posted just a few photos.
Why are you holding back?
Because, well, I have to see. I don't think I have any more to post. I will say this: first year, tad unorganized, and they had like a tiny part of the. I mean, if anybody knows the Javits Center, it's massive. It's bonkers. But like they had a tiny section of the Javits, so like you really couldn't take too many pictures. Because you would have just been taking pictures of like nostrils and chins. Like you were that close to everybody all the time. It was pretty intense. So like, hopefully next year that will be fixed. At least it will if they got my email. No, they did do they did do a little survey, but no, I think once they fix that, it'll be super cool. So I posted a couple pictures and I posted all of our meet and greets on Instagram that Dustin and I got to do. So. Yeah, it was super cool. Everybody was just amazing. That day, not a shady queen to be found.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's fantastic. And thank you for letting us know where to find you on the internet. I feel like, Kia, it might be your turn to do that. Where do we find you?
You can find me on Snapchat at DoomFoxy. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at DoomedFoxy.
Yeah, that's it. Foxy.
Yeah, with the ED.
Well, you can find me at Jason Dottley everywhere that I'm on. And also, you can find us at Folks Like Us Show. Thanks for tuning in again to episode 14 of Folks Like Us.
Yay!
Come back next week. Email us your questions.
Awesome.
Thanks a lot, guys.
Bye, guys.
Peace out.
Bye.
That was a good show, guys.